Alright everybody, welcome back to Darksiders. I went ahead and cleared the fucking thing that I was dying to repeatedly because I couldn't stop talking about my transgender buddy, Lily, and her kick-ass music. Just goes to show, like, how, like, and I fucking beat it with even before the big guy even showed up. It's just, even though I've been doing Let's Plays now for, God damn, going on 2 years now, like, it never ceases to amaze me how much trying to talk while doing some of this shit can hinder you. Pretty mind-blowing, actually. Like, trying to talk to you guys, getting my ass handed to me, like, died twice at the very end, almost beat it, but didn't, and then came back not talking and, like, did it in, like, a minute and a half, like, before any of the, like, actually scary monsters showed up. It does make a difference, you know, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. That's why Game Grumps suck at video games, because they can't shut up. That was a loving joke. I do love the Game Grumps. And it really doesn't bother me that they suck at video games, because I understand that fact, that point that I just made, is that, you know, the more that you're running your mouth, like, the harder it is to concentrate on what you're doing. You know, especially in a video game that requires, like, even the mildest sense of hand-eye coordination. You know, it'll fuck you up. Am I gonna be able to? Yeah, okay, alright, cool. Fuck is that? Oh, yeah, I made that happen a few episodes ago. Where the hell am I going? Wait a minute. It appears as if I've gone the wrong way. I have my headphones down somewhat low, but it sounds a little, like, the sound effects sound a little weird. I don't know if it's just the trippy shadow world, like, making weird sounds, but it, like, I keep hearing this, like, whooshing sound. Like I said, my headphones are really low. Like, I don't wear my fancy headphones when I do Let's Plays. I wear, like, a pair of, I mean, they're still decent for what they are, because they're fucking Sennheisers, and Sennheiser is awesome. But, like, I actually, like, it's actually kind of funny that they even make a pair of headphones like this, but Sennheiser does make a pair of fucking 90s style around the neck, wrap around headphones, and that's what I use when I do Let's Plays, and I keep them low so that none of it bleeds into the mic. What? Oh wow, it's way down there. Yeah, and I fixed the power issue by leaning away from the mic while talking. I was actually moving my keyboard because it was just in the way, because what I was just about to tell you guys is that I fixed the power issue by just not using the keyboard. I really only need to use the mouse and, like, point and click on stuff. Alright, let's see, what is this one? Defender? Okay. Alright, so I'm trying to protect these guys. Probably doing a terrible job at it. Probably should actually really stay in the middle. Okay, cool. I can't hurt them. I was worried that there was, like, you know, it was like, you know, like there's some team attack on or some shit. None of them are dead yet. I'm assuming it's going to get much more difficult. Yeah. That was close. I don't think any of them have died yet. You guys are tough little motherfuckers. I don't even know why the game thinks I would need to be worried about you. Next thing you know, some like giant fucking 50-foot tall thing appears out of nowhere and one-shots all of them. Ow. Still 2.5 minutes left, so it's only halfway done. Yes. Insta-kills everywhere. You have to go. Sorry, buddy. Have any of them died yet? Like, how badly do you have to be fucking slacking? How many transgendered friends do you need to be running your mouth about in order to, like, for one of these motherfuckers to die? Combat in this game is so fun that sometimes I just get lost in it and I forget to talk unless I'm already on a topic and, you know, thinking about it actively. What do we got? 1, 2, I count 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think only one of them's died. Oh no, 2 of them have died. Okay, there were 6. Okay. I thought there were only 5. It's been fun, boys. Y'all take care. You guys got a DD for the night? Oh man, speaking of DDs. Fuck you, dude. Yeah, I got a little raid potion. Fucking, my wife and I went to a goth night last night, and I was blown the fuck away. So, for those of you who are not really into, like, goth subculture or anything like that, like actual goth subculture, I'm not talking about, like, Hot Topic and, like, Marilyn Manson and whatever.
Looks like that was the last of them. Let's get out of here.
I'm talking about you go into a club, you listen to The Cure, Depeche Mode, Joy Division, fucking, you know, maybe some EBM in there, like, you know, VMB Nation, Combi Christ, Pop Digma Berserk, Crook Shadows. You know, if we want to talk about the newer, like, questionable stuff, offshoots of like dark wave and synth pop and shit. What else is there that people might recognize? I don't know how big Assemblage 23's gotten, but I got a fair few friends that aren't even goth that are obsessed with them. Well, they're not. He's not really goth. It's just, you know. Anyway, I'll continue this train of thought after the cutscene. Actually went by pretty quickly. Yay, another Abyssal Armor piece. Okay. Anyway. So anyway, like real goth music. Like the stuff with the really airy, ethereal synths and stuff. You know, some really, you know, guitars with a lot of chorus effects. You know, bass lines also with a shit ton of chorus effects. You know, and the really plaintive, like, bassy male vocals, and sometimes female vocals, sometimes both, that kind of thing. Anyway, we went to a goth night, and like, okay, here's the thing about goth nights is that they are like 80s nights grow on goth nights like fungus, and it's almost impossible to go to a goth night in places that I'm from without it also being an 80s night and being like really tacky and just like a DJ that just is basically a jukebox, doesn't mix, just plays one song right into the other, and none of it is really DJ friendly material. It's just like whatever top 40 shit, like people that are drunk that really, you know, whatever they really want to hear, whatever they're nostalgic about, and based on the crowd and the scene and whatever area that's in, it's always the same songs every time. Anyway, so we went to this goth night called Coven, Dark Thursdays, and it was amazing. Due in no small part to the two DJs that were playing that night. One of them is my buddy Jeff, who's a programmer at work. You know, and he actually booked me for my first show here, and I was an asshole because I was late, and I didn't realize I was late, and I didn't realize it until much, much later, and I still feel really bad about that. Jeff, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry. But he's a really cool dude. And he and this other guy that I'd never met before, but I sure as fuck added him on Facebook after last night, because I want to pick that guy's brain. Yeah, they played goth music, but it wasn't anything I recognized. It was all either new artists that had like mastered fucking retro sound, or maybe, or you know, or it was older like obscure artists, and like a lot of it didn't have lyrics either, which is strange for goth music, but it still had that feel. It still had that, like, you know, that it still had that dark wave feel. It was like kind of a dark. Some of it almost even had like a house music feel, but it was really retro sounding. But at the same time, it was stuff I'd never heard before. And like most retro stuff, you inevitably hear it at some point. They did play some stuff I recognized. They played like Skinny Puppy and like Sisters of Mercy and shit. But they didn't play any like extremely popular songs. I think the Skinny Puppy song that they played was Testure, which is a song about animal experimentation shit. Skinny Puppy's more of an industrial band than a goth band, but there's a lot of crossover there, and they're very political with their topics. Animal rights is a big thing for them. But like I was just blown away because I'd never heard any of this music before, and it was like I was hearing goth music again for the first time, and it was was borderline psychedelic, because like, and I think a big part of it was that like, I don't know if it was the way they were mixing it, or because I'd never heard people actually fucking mix goth music before, and oh, ouch. You know, I don't know if it was that or if it was the actual song, but they were cutting in and out of the vocals on these tracks, if there were in fact vocals, and it wasn't just like, you know, a janky sample in the song, or not janky, but you know, like a cut up sample. A lot of it was really psychedelic sounding. It had like this, you know, it had that retro feel, but it also had that very organic kind of analog sound. Is there not a way I can... Okay, fine, whatever, fuck you. And it just had like quick like clips of vocals, and like it would just say like one line of the lyrics and then cut back out, and then it would pitch it up or pitch it down. And like I said, I'm not sure if that was the song or not, because I didn't know any of the fucking artists. All I know is that it had the goth sound to a T. You know, the airy, ethereal synths, the minor keys, the really chorusy guitars, the really chorusy bass lines, really danceable beats, really groovy, like fucking like... Remember that old YTMND meme of the dudes, like, the two black dudes in the car, and it's like playing What Is Love, and they're knocking their heads back and forth, you know? Like they're doing that thing. It was like the precise BPM for that head knocking motion for a lot of it. But I was just impressed because I'd almost forgotten it was possible to hear new goth music. But apparently there are people out there still doing it, and they must be very good at the retro sound, because it sounded really good. Yeah, I was blown the fuck away. I was very impressed.
What would you like?
I have a lot of money. Unfortunately, everything that I can buy is slowly getting to be equally expensive. Well, what's Devil's Cross again? Oh, it's the block counter, okay. Demon Edge. Okay.
You are as wise as you are powerful. Let me know if I can help you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and invest in some of this shit. Let's invest. Let the capitalism intensify. Yes. Those pop-ups saying what the things do are a lot more delayed than I remember them being. Yes, yes, yes. I know. These are all potions. These are consumables. I don't know if there's a limit to how many he sells you. I know in Darksiders 2 there is. I can't remember what this does. I mean, it seems pretty obvious, but empty vessels can be filled with many elemental properties and consumed. So I guess it's like an empty bottle from Zelda, but I don't know how you would... I don't know, I don't feel like spending money on it. And I don't know if it's reusable either. I guess I'll have to look that up.
You are as wise as you are powerful.
Yeah, let's do that.
Drive too hard a bargain, friend.
Yeah, whatever. I was talking about the patch 4.2 notes for Final Fantasy XIV, but I don't know if I got sidetracked or if I said everything I know I didn't say everything I wanted to say. I know that I mentioned that I want to do my Let's Tank again. Just to try and play the game stress-free. It really is kind of... It's frustrating to, like... be as competitive as I can be. Like I'm really competitive, but at the same time I'm really not. I don't know how to describe it. I guess most men would probably say would probably describe my condition as being a pussy. But yeah, no, I'm really competitive. Like I get really into it, but at the same time, like the stressors of a competitive environment are like really wear me down. You know, the drama, the bitchy back and forth, the toxicity. And it's always toxic. I mean, I can say all sorts of things about the nature of, you know, about human competitive nature and its relation to fucking capitalism and all the shit that plagues our society. But there's something to be said for good sportsmanship, and it's definitely apparent when it's missing. And I don't feel like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's much more present in like competitive gaming when it comes to like more personal stuff. Not personal like, you know, emotional whatever or whatever, but like individual personal, like one-on-one, like you know, like how two people playing Super Smash Brothers Brawl in a competition treat each other is completely different from the way that raiders treat each other in MMOs. Even if they're on your team, even if you're like even you're doing PvE. But yeah. Like I've gotten crazy high parses before on you know, on FF logs and shit, and I know my job like the back of my hand. I've done guides for it. I participate in the community teaching about it, but I don't have enough raid experience because there's always something that's gotten in the way. And so like, you know, I don't have a shit ton of cool loot to show off or glamour. And I don't have a lot of the achievements. But when I have raided, I've been very good at it. I've never found a good group, and most of the groups that I would want to be in that are really good require more of an investment of time than I can feasibly have. So it's just like, it's a shitty situation. And I know that like there's always going to be some guy out there that's oh, you're probably just bad. But I know I can't be the only person, you know, that you know this happens to, you know. It's just like, I know I can't be the only person who's good at the game but just doesn't have the time or resources or social networking know-how within the game to put it to you know, its fullest use. Yeah, I'll yak about that some more in the next episode. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this here since I've kind of just been wandering around in circles while I talk to you guys. If I grab any treasure off screen or backtrack or anything, I'll be sure to let you guys know. And yeah, this place is very green and pretty and alive compared to all the other places we've been. It's kind of nice, right? Yeah. All right. See you guys later. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and stuff. Chase birds. Okay, bye.